Hello and welcome to today's webinar, third annual OOW 2013 Unauthorized by Analytics Scoop Session. This webinar is brought to you thanks to our IOUG BWA SIG. Today's speakers are Dan and Tim Vlamis. Dan Vlamis founded Vlamis Software Solutions in 1992. Under Dan's leadership, Vlamis Software Solutions has become one of the most highly respected and recognized Oracle BI implementation consulting firms in America. Dan is recognized by Oracle as an Oracle ACE and has been a beta tester of numerous Oracle product releases, including OBIEE 11G, and maintains long-standing personal relationships with Oracle product managers in the business intelligence, database, OLAP, data mining, OBIEE, and S-based areas. As an Oracle business intelligence, warehousing, and analytics board members, he serves on conference committees for BWA Summit 2013 and 2014. Dan holds a BS in computer science from Brown University. Our other presenter is Tim Vlamis, an expert in visualization of data and the design of business intelligence dashboards. Tim combines a strong background in the application of business intelligence, analytics, and data mining with extensive experience in business modeling and valuation analysis, new product forecasting, and new business development processes.
Rachel, but let's move on. Enough about Tim. I want to actually start getting into things. So let's go ahead and start here. Anything else you need to do on intros? Tell people where the restrooms are and that type of stuff?
I just want to let people know before we begin, I'd like to remind the audience to please feel free to submit questions throughout their presentation in the event via the question chat box in your webinar tool. Your questions for our speakers will be answered at the end of the presentation. Today's webinar is going to include a video. For best audio results, please dial in using the phone number on the audio tab on your control panel. I would now like to pass today's call over to Tim and Dan Vlamis. Please go ahead, gentlemen.
Thank you. Well, good morning, Dan, and good morning and afternoon to everyone joining us on the webcast. So today we're going to talk about our experiences at Oracle OpenWorld 2013 in the beautiful and alluring city of San Francisco.
There's a lot to see at Oracle OpenWorld with more than 1,000 different sessions and hundreds of booths and activities and a few cocktail parties.
As well. Yeah. So we're in the business intelligence and analytics space, and so that's what we're going to be focusing on today. Lots going on there, but you know, that's the focus.
Yeah, so usually Larry's appearances are a really big deal. This year, not so much.
Not so much.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think we should still honor Larry, and, you know, he did show up on Sunday. Come on.
Yeah, he did show up on Sunday.
He didn't. He blew off the rest of the week to watch the America's Cup races.
Well, from his boat.
But then pretty much everybody at Oracle OpenWorld was watching the races as well.
Yeah. Well, and I should mention that we're going to use a combination of video clips and live shots here. That's what you saw before in the gorgeous Vlamis studios in my office.
Yeah, you're right.
And some PowerPoint slides.
It is an Oracle presentation,
right.
So PowerPoint slides are mandatory.
All right. So here's the PowerPoint slides, the title slide. We have to include the obligatory slides that are marketing focused.
Yes.
One thing I do want to mention, this is being sponsored by IOUG, Independent Oracle Users Group.
Thank you, IOUG.
And the BWA SIG, that's the Business Intelligence, Warehousing, and Analytics Special Interest Group of the IOUG. And for those that are interested in these types of topics, we're going to be having a conference at BWA Summit 2014, January 14 through 16. You can get more information at bwasummit.org. I'm sorry, bwasummit.com. So check that out, bwasummit.com.
Yep.
So check that out, and it's a great conference focusing on especially these types of systems.
We went through that.
What we're going to, just a little bit on who we are. We're founded in '92 in Kansas City. We've been an Oracle partner for over 2 decades.
Yeah.
And developed more than 200 Oracle BI systems. We specialize in data warehousing, business intelligence, and analytics, and we integrate these types of solutions, providing training and mentoring. We also have some test drives you may find interesting. If you want to try out any of the software we're talking about, at vlamis.com/test drive registration. You can get information and more information on our website at vlamis.com.
Enough marketing.
Yep.
So, you know, I think we need a safe harbor slide, and really what we want to point out that this is our interpretation of this events at Oracle OpenWorld. It's not intended for any other purposes. It's not a commitment. And in fact, we may some things that we
don't even believe everything we're saying.
We don't believe everything we're saying. So anyway, that's our safe harbor slide.
If you want to go to Oracle OpenWorld, just go yourself. But if you can't go, we'll try and
make your hotel reservations early if you're going to go. That's
absolutely. That's what's really important. They book out the entire town in San Francisco. All right. So this is what Oracle OpenWorld was all about this year. It was all about the America's Cup.
All about the America's Cup. That wasn't even the boat that raced, Dan.
Oh, did I grab the wrong? Oh, I grabbed the wrong picture. Well, I was putting this together quickly. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. So we had some of the big announcements that Larry Ellison made were in the in-memory database and the N632 big memory machine and the, you didn't put in the big long name of the product. You just said backup?
Backup. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right, fine, whatever.
Sorry, Larry.
All right. So let's get on to that, and let's hear it in Larry Ellison's own words on this.
He's looking kind of cash this year.
Yeah. Well, he always looks cash. Let's jump ahead, and I bookmarked various things that I think you might want to hear.
In the last several years, people, university professors and database researchers started proposing an alternative format to the row format for storing your data. And that alternative format is don't store the data in rows. Instead, store the data in columns. So, and that was designed to make query processing a lot faster, to make it very fast to create reports, for example. It's very good for accessing a few columns and many, many values or many, many rows within those columns. So those were kind of the two alternative formats for databases. A row format, which has been around for a while, ever since the beginning of Oracle, and last 5 years or so, column format databases designed explicitly to speed up query processing. Well, we have a better idea. What if we store the data in both formats simultaneously? Keep the data in row format. We've already got it in row format. But what if we add to that row format also the same data, but rearranged, rotated, if you will, 90 degrees, rearranged in column format? And while we're at it, let's put...
Okay, so this the section that I picked, wanted to talk about, I actually found this part of this very interesting. Ended up watching it afterwards in the replay. But what they're talking about with this in-memory database is the ability to store in row format and in column format as well. And the in-memory, he goes on, Larry likes to build all this stuff up, but I'll cut to the chase. What they do is they put the in-memory stuff in this columnar format, which a lot of the other database vendors have gone towards. And it was kind of interesting to see that Oracle's doing that, and they keep them always simultaneously active and transactionally consistent. What's interesting, they didn't tell how they're doing this, but it makes it much, much faster. He makes a big deal about how much faster it is, and they end up not using indexes. There's also this lame demo on how fast it is, and basically the whole point of the demo is it's 1,000 times the speed. But I got to cut a little bit of slack because how do you really demo performance on this? So this is Oracle's answer to everybody talking about having in-memory databases. Oracle's announcement is, we got it too, if you will.
We will have it.
We'll have it, you're right.
As an option.
As an option to the Oracle Enterprise Edition database.
Yes. And how much is the option?
It hasn't been disclosed yet.
Hasn't been disclosed.
Right. Okay. When it's actually available, that's when they announce the pricing and such.
Okay.
All right. So the other big announcement was capitalized on this. The big memory the big memory machine, the M632.
632. Sounds like something you buy at a gun show on Saturday afternoon, doesn't it?
Well, you got the dates.
Just go down to Johnson County Convention Center and say, "Ooh, I got the new M632."
All right, here he is talking about that.
And we're here to announce the M632, what we call the big memory machine. 32 terabytes of DRAM. A brand new processor, the Spark M6, that has double the cores of the M5 that it replaces. By the way, the M6 boards plug in. It's the same chassis as the M5. The M6 board just plug into the M5 chassis, and it is available. Let me think. Today, the M6 is immediately available.
Salesforce is applauding.
Yes, definitely. All right. So then the other announcement, the Larry's big announcement, was on backup appliances. So let me play this real quick. The fun part of this.
Okay, this is the last announcement of the evening. I'm sure you're relieved to know that. And I'm going to, by the way, I'm going to announce the name of the new product is the Oracle Database Backup Logging Recovery Appliance.
Yeah.
That's the actual product name. You're probably asking yourself, who was the genius that named this product? You're looking at them. That's why they pay me the big bucks. Things like that. iPhone, big deal. How about this? Well.
All right, well, that was fun. Larry's
we're going to talk about BI and analytics.
All right, I agree. Actually, the backup thing is kind of interesting, but it's not pursuing. Anyway. Okay, fine. Anyway. I found all these clips. Do you not appreciate that? You want to cut me off? Fine, I'll cut me off.
We need to move on.
All right. So then we went on to Mark Hurd and his announcements on stuff. So let me load that.
Yeah, actually, he had some more of the, I think, the overall strategy and the vision, and presented it several times. So it was hard to miss, which was fine. But
all right. So the first thing I got to do is just at the beginning of this.
Team USA.
Sort of a standing ovation. Let me, you're probably wondering why I called all of you here at 8 o'clock in the morning, albeit a couple minutes late now. And that's because I anticipated this America's Cup becoming as tight as it is.
All right, I won't take the time, but he actually starts this big cheer where he tries to get everybody to say, "Go Oracle Team USA," and goes through a rehearsal of this, and then they play this very inspiring clip of the boat.
I like the boat movies.
I know. But then he does this "Go to Oracle Team," and it was really lame.
It was really lame. I mean,
all you hear is him because he has a microphone. Well, and that's all they record.
And yeah, quite frankly, the Oracle audiences are not very good at call and response.
No, they are not.
And Adam Levine found that out Wednesday night.
He did. All right. So I'm going to skip ahead to the real stuff.
We need to work on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So wait a minute. We've got this one. He actually does an interesting thing with these infographics I want to show, where they put this in the same thing, and they're trying to do this in their presentations. And he goes through the trends in driving IT. Actually, if you get a chance to download this video, you can find all the playbacks. Just look at Oracle OpenWorld 2013. And you can play these things back. He does a very good job of encapsulating why you care from a business perspective about all of this big data and such. But I want to play this clip because I think it's important for what
these terms. There are going to be various terms for it. There's probably the most popular one now is the Internet of Things. You're going to see automotive, cars, trains, appliances, oil wells, planes, hooked up to the Internet, creating enormous amounts of data. I won't belabor it for the sake of this morning, but you're going to see devices perhaps up to as many as 50 billion hooked to this Internet.
Wow.
going to be big, big. Second,
all right. So he goes through how everything is going to be big. There's some actually very good videos in this part of the keynote from Airbus, New York Stock Exchange, Thomson Reuters, Underwriters Laboratories, talking about the importance of big data. And we'll talk about it more. It was a theme in this year's Oracle OpenWorld, was analytics and big data and such, talked about in basically all of the keynotes. So it's no longer just a something on the side.
Do you get any metrics on exactly how big data is?
You know, he has lots of metrics. That's why you have the infographics up there.
Infographics, I love it.
All right. So talks a lot about all of these things. So let me go to the next clip on this. And we'll hear from, he introduces Thomas Kurian, and he goes through actually some of the good details on what this means. This is a little bit longer clip, but it's good.
And Mark talked about sits both a software and hardware stack. And what I want to do briefly is just tell you how we're delivering products to enable you to get value from big data. It's very simple. People, things, and processes stream data to an infrastructure sitting in the cloud that you want to use to analyze things. And what you really need to do is to have a very capable infrastructure that allows you to ingest the data at very high speeds and in enormous volume, to store it, and then to process it. And to process it is to find meaning from the data. Now, Oracle Stack is very simple. We think data comes in two forms from these systems. Unstructured form or semi-structured form. You need to put that either in a key value store, the Oracle NoSQL database, or in something called HDFS, the Hadoop Distributed File System. Those provide you the ability to store and manage and ingest enormous quantities of unstructured and semi-structured data. If you want to bring structured data in, obviously the Oracle database has the ability to manage multiple petabytes of data and store and manage it in a very high performance way. Now, once you put the data in Hadoop, you want to analyze the data, and there's 4 different ways you can analyze the data. First is you can run programs on Hadoop called MapReduce, and you can do analysis of data on Hadoop. There are many, many people, though, who want to open up the data to lots of users who don't know how to do MapReduce. And we provide 3 important ways to do that. Number 1, we provide the ability to use the Oracle SQL engine in the database and stream data from Hadoop into the Oracle SQL database to allow you to do analysis of data on Hadoop and in the Oracle database using standard SQL. The whole world knows how to write SQL, so this opens up data in Hadoop to every person who knows how to write SQL. The second way you can do analysis is to use statistical and algorithmic calculation. This we offer through a programming language called R. R is a statistical language that's widely used in the industry. We've got a capability called the Oracle Advanced Analytics solution that allows you to build statistical calculations in R, spanning data in the Oracle database and in Hadoop. And finally, you can also do query analysis. And you can span data in Hadoop and in the Oracle database using the Oracle Business Intelligence Foundation. So very simple. You can ingest the data, store it in large quantities, and then analyze it in a variety of different ways. Now, to give you a real edge in performance and...
All right, he goes on to talk about Exadata at this point. I let the clip run a little while because if you want to go back and look at that Kurian's talk within the Mark Hurd talk on Monday morning, it's pretty good at laying out Oracle strategy on where they're heading. And there's lots of talk about the importance of R, engineered systems, and Oracle piling on the big data movement.
Yeah, lots and lots.
All right, so then I've got another clip that goes into more detail on some of this, talking about the Exadata box and in-memory DBMS and SQL and R, and he talks about what this is. I'll tell you just a little bit of this so you can say he actually goes into more detail than Larry does. Larry.
Yesterday evening, we added one more piece to this, the Oracle in-memory database. What is the value of this in a big data environment? It's very simple. When you're accessing huge volumes of data, if you can load lots of it into a database, store huge volumes in columnar format, you can scan as many as billions of rows per second, and you can store and define aggregates in the Oracle instance and deliver it to applications with real blinding speed. Most importantly, any query tool, any analytic tool, because this is transparent to the application layer, literally will just run against the in-memory database.
Okay, enough of that. And so this goes on. There's also one last clip I want to play on opening up the data from BI sources that I think you'll find interesting.
The important thing is we're opening up data sitting in this infrastructure in three ways: through SQL, through R as a programming environment, and through our standard business intelligence tools. So every user can now access and find information in the system. We've also packaged the analytic layer in something called Oracle Exalytics. This is an engineered system that allows you to store aggregates of data in an analytic layer and do analysis very, very quickly.
Okay, so he goes through all of this, and that's what I had in terms of the clips from their keynotes on that, and that was interesting.
No, it is interesting, and I think we go back to kind of their 4 pillars of strategy that they were really emphasizing throughout the week, and basically what everything tied to. So, so their express strategies were really about engineered systems. It was about the cloud.
Yeah.
It was about vertical integration, which means making all the pieces of the Oracle stack tie together seamlessly, which we know that's important. And then, a real vertical industry focus. So it's an industry solution focus.
I tried actually looking for clips on the cloud stuff. I found the message still kind of confusing on what exactly the cloud stuff is, except it's running Oracle in the cloud. And I think it's partly because he was talking about that last year, the year before. They've always had the cloud, if you will.
Well, we have some more stuff on that, so we'll get to it.
All right.
So anyway, these four pillars, the key thing is all are really important, and they have important implications for business intelligence and analytics.
Yep.
Okay? And the new umbrella for everything in Oracle is the term analytics. Everything is Oracle Business Analytics. So that is the news.
And they're building analytics into basically all of their products at this point.
Yes.
And it's being front and center.
All right. So this is a ubiquitous slide. In other words, it appeared in pretty much every roadmap presentation I went to.
I think so.
And it's really talking about their business analytics solution. And what they're doing is they're kind of glomming everything under this big umbrella now, called business analytics. But you can look at VI apps are now business analytics products. They're talking about advanced analytics. They're talking about all kinds of things that are analytics related. And as you look through this particular list, and I know there's a lot here and it's a little tough to read, I think we have to expect that all of this is going to get more simplified from a naming convention and from an organizational perspective. So some of the implications of the Exalytics got a huge amount of space, I think, at OpenWorld. I don't know if you agree.
I would say especially the analytics portion of that, talking about it, but it was much more than last year.
Much more than last year. And
let me back up and tell people, Exalytics, in case you haven't caught on, is the engineered system for running BI Foundation Suite.
Right.
And so if you haven't caught on, it's a piece of hardware, generally stuff that starts with Exadata, Exalytics, Exalogic,
right,
are hardware systems that Oracle is selling as an engineered system. Exalytics happens to be the one for analytics and for business intelligence.
Right. Well, Oracle wants to sell engineered systems.
Yeah, sure.
So
well,
we kind of picked up on that.
Yeah, part of it is, you know, to make the money on it. They've got Sun now. But part of it is also they do make a good case for how they have engineered this to be a better performing system. And when they control the hardware as well as the software, they can provide a better experience to IT
Yeah,
organizations.
absolutely. There's a pretty strong story. I agree. And Exalytics is a good example of their in-memory answer. They seem to be adopting this line now, which is interesting. For performance, you go to in-memory.
Yep.
I think Exalogic I didn't hear much about as an application server. There is a renewed emphasis on enabling the front end for business intelligence and analytics, which I found very, very exciting, very refreshing. And I think it speaks to some of the gains of competition it made. You know, the Tres Hombres of Oracle Business Analytics, the three big machines are Exadata, Exalytics, and the Big Data Appliance. So they're featuring those as a suite now, almost like this is what you need for a solution.
Yeah. Although at times they all do seem to be a little bit almost competitive to each other. If you have a big Exadata box, do you need the big Exalytics hardware? If you have the big Exalytics hardware, do you need the big Exadata and Big Data Appliance? Maybe you have to do everything. They try to make it so that they seem non-competitive, but it's interesting.
Salesforce will encourage you to buy all three.
Sure, of course. Throw in an Exalogic, too.
Throw in an Exalogic.
Why not?
Well, exactly. All right, so OBIEE, I thought we should focus on that in terms of an update. The 11.117 release is really, I think, the first made for prime time. It's ready to go. We basically have the features we needed now. And so it's really starting to hum, and I think it's getting a lot of adoption.
We've got, in case you want to see more on that, on our website, we've got a presentation on 11.117, what's new. Okay. We do this with the major features, and I'll go into that in detail. But the bottom line is that now they've got, basically the features are filled out in it. Yeah. It has the scrolling, scroll bars back and forth. It's got the ability also to integrate with the BI apps, and then that also is part of their whole emphasis on being able to pull things from Oracle Data Integrator with the latest release. Right. And it's all, if you will, starting to really come together. But the feature release of Oracle BI is a nice platform to develop these business intelligence dashboards and applications on.
No reason not to upgrade now. Sample app is amazing. It was all over the pod, you know, the demo pods from the floor, and there's so much material there. I think I'm just constantly amazed.
Did you see that they released the release that came out, V309?
It's out
this week.
Awesome.
If you haven't caught on, check out, just Google BI sample app, and you'll find their page, and you can download and run it. That's what we use, by the way, for our test drive.
OBIEE is secured at the center of Oracle's BI strategy. It is the major platform. I think it's also true that it's reaching its logical limit of complexity within the tool itself.
Anything that's powerful
and flexible
once it reaches a certain power, it's harder to use. It's hard to see how they could add more to it without it becoming too hard to use.
And it's already challenging. And so I think what we need to look for is expansion in the ecosystem surrounding, you know, OBIEE as opposed to within the tool itself. So you're going to see a lot more API calls and, you know, things like that, things hooking into it. There's a continuous emphasis on data visualization. So a lot of new views. The trellis charts are continuing to expand. Performance tiles. There's a new recommendations wizard, and you know, it's really exciting to see what's happening there.
Did you go to the BI Mobile App Designer?
I did. I did the hands-on lab.
Yeah.
It's very, very cool, and I think it's an exciting interface and a great way for people to do self-service BI.
Yeah. If you haven't caught on, there is a application called BI Mobile, which is running Oracle BI on basically an iPad. Their answer to being able to have more of a toolkit approach and be able to customize the interface is the thing called BI Mobile App Designer, also for Android devices.
There's also a toolkit, in essence, for security also, which is pretty important.
Yeah,
it's great.
For being able to run on the web.
Smart View has come a long, long way.
Well, if you haven't caught on, Smart View now gets incorporated as part of the Oracle BI suite. It's been part of Foundation Suite with Essbase, but now you can hit your BI presentations directly from Excel via Smart View and have the experience of creating things as a creator of crosstabs and such directly in Excel and push them to your dashboards using Smart View. That's one of the new things in 11.1.1.
So this is also heavily featured in a lot of the talks, a lot of the presentations.
Yeah, and on the demo grounds.
Yeah, on the demo grounds as well. So some of the things with OBIEE, we understand that they're moving to an object-oriented metadata repository, and so the BI admin tool as a standalone application is probably going away. This is from Jack Burke.
Yeah, that was interesting.
And so, they're talked about multi-user development, and I think what's driving a lot of this also is the cloud.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty apparent, right? Cloud is important. Cloud is part of what Oracle is headed toward. It's why a lot of this stuff is changing to more of a web-based interface.
They're also going with a common enterprise information model using your RPD file.
That will continue to be very, very centrally important. Even though they're bringing in all these other data sources, the CEIM, as they call it, is going to continue to play a central role.
And then they're talking about the various different data source integration with Hadoop and Deca.
Yeah.
You're going to see more of that integration. It's clear coming through.
A lot more embedded advanced analytics. We're seeing the move to the term analytics. I think this has very significant implications for BI apps, and in fact, they're being renamed. The Oracle R enterprise capability, including bringing R visualizations directly into OBIEE dashboards, really important. You can bring them as a blob and some other things. There's a lot more emphasis on building data mining procedures and processes as predictive analytics. Bringing this is kind of the vertical strategy applied to BI and analytics and making the information more powerful. And then again, we saw a lot of really exciting stuff on spatial and map views, especially with mobile. I mean, it's pretty big.
Yeah, we talk about this in other presentations on the importance of looking at data spatially and how you can create very dense visualizations with lots of data with maps.
Absolutely.
I thought it was interesting. I wanted to see more on the BI Ask. Did you go to more of that and hear about that, or is it just on the side? It looked cool.
It was very cool. I think it was, again, from Jack Berkowitz's presentation. I thought it was very cool. I didn't see it on the demo ground.
It's not. I think it's kind of coming in some ways, but it's not quite natural language.
Right.
So it allows you to type in a question, if you will, and see the answers and what are the visualizations, what are the analyses that are appropriate for your question.
So this is how they're building Deca into OBIEE and integrating it. It's very, very exciting where things are headed.
It's interesting that you can see that they're going to be building Deca back into this. It wasn't announced that there is a integration, that it's going to be absorbed. I think they're still trying to figure that out, exactly what happens. This happens with all of the acquisitions. They try to figure out, it takes a while to figure out how to bring stuff together.
It's the same thing with Essbase, right?
Yeah,
they've had it, now it's part of, it's
part of BI Foundation Suite.
Becoming more integrated, the capabilities are there, so yeah. All right, so this is just showing how much integration there is with database analytics and doing the calculations, doing the algorithms in the database, and then revealing it to OBIEE.
What was interesting is, obviously we're not going to go to the slide, but what was interesting is to see the amount of analytics in all of the applications.
Absolutely.
We've been talking about it. Finally, it's kind of coming through, and they're talking about it as well. I think partly because they see that businesses see value in this, and this is frankly a good way to sell the applications, because businesses get more value when they can do more analytics on their data and be more forward-thinking instead of just looking at the past.
Well, and it's what all the competitors are doing as well.
Absolutely.
I love this slide showing all the visualization. Sorry, I just had to.
You put in a lot of slides. Okay, fine.
Advanced analytics benefits all BI processes. It's true. So again, just more emphasis a lot on advanced analytics.
And they are in lots and lots of different areas. All the functional BI apps are going to include some kind of advanced analytics. It's clear that's where they're heading, and they're embedding advanced analytics technologies in their BI applications.
Yep. So there were some fun parts of OpenWorld.
Yeah.
I think it's fun to go to cocktail parties and see if there's anybody who knows you. I mean, I had that happen one night where somebody actually recognized me. So
that's good.
I was pretty thrilled.
I saw more people that actually would say hello to me. It's funny. They announced as part of that, I didn't put the clip in, but they announced that they had 60,000 people at Oracle OpenWorld, and at times it felt like that.
Yeah.
And they made the joke that they only count the people once. The implication was other competitors count people more than once.
Yes.
But I actually saw people that I knew. People said hello. It was kind of cool. We could hang out with Oracle Product Management.
They're smart. I like hanging out with them.
I know, they are smart. We watched the races on the big screens. America's Cup was part of that.
Yeah.
And even they
have clips, no?
Yeah, I do. But the other thing while we're on this is I got to at least play foosball on there in the show floor. I guess you won.
I guess I won. I guess that's why I put it up there.
Yeah, you put the slide.
There's nothing more fun than beating your brother in foosball, I got to tell you.
Yeah, we'll show the clip of the race just to give you a sense of some of the behind the scenes, what this kind of looked like on, what was it, Wednesday when they
won.
When they won. So this is what the scene.
They were coming.
Sorry about blowing your eardrums, folks.
Yes,
all right.
The crowd went wild.
Yeah.
That counts for going wild at an Oracle event.
Yeah. We'll send that to All right, enough of that.
Well, everybody was watching the race.
They didn't go to the keynote on the days when the race was on the big screen. This is the finale when they clinched the America's Cup.
That's when they clinched. Yeah, on Tuesday, Larry was supposed to give his big keynote, right?
Tuesday didn't show up.
Didn't show.
But, oh well.
Everybody walked out. It's okay.
Yeah, I think half the audience walked out and instead said, nah, I'm not going to watch this when Larry's not even going to show up.
I thought Thomas Curran did an admirable job standing in for Larry.
Probably a better job.
Probably a better job. Well, don't.
Sorry. Actually communicating information. In terms of energy, absolutely not. There's no. Larry does the best job on entertainment value.
That's true.
Conveying the
saying
message.
Outrageous things also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is always entertaining because it gives everybody something to talk about.
All right.
All right. Were you going to show the concert Wednesday night?
Yeah, I'll show that. That was fun.
That was weird.
Well,
the appreciation event was, come on, it's weird.
Give the background on what we thought might happen.
We thought that Larry might appear for the boat. He kept looking in the harbor for the boat.
Yeah. All right, so here's the Oracle OpenWorld stage. This is out of Treasure Island. And they cart tens of thousands of people out here for the big concert. And I had to get out. Everybody had their devices out taking video of this. I actually brought a camera so I could get a decent shot of this. And it was interesting to see. But you can get, I just want to give you a sense of what you're missing out on if you don't go to Oracle OpenWorld. So I'll let this play through a little bit and you can talk about it. All right.
beautiful in its own. Feels like the way you and me, I make you believe that I'm got the key. So get in the phone, wherever you want. You want to steal. Okay.
So they did an interesting part here where...
Well, that was Maroon 5 and Adam Levine, in case anybody doesn't recognize him.
Right.
It's a big name. But did you see how quiet the crowd was?
Yeah, I kind of noticed.
I've never been to a rock concert where everybody was so well behaved.
Well, I felt kind of sorry for Adam.
I did too. He was clearly uncomfortable.
I actually wrote down the quote. I didn't bring it with me, but do you remember what it was?
How can so many people make so little noise?
Right, that's what it was.
So
he tried to engage the audience.
He tried. Nobody knew the words. No. Nobody was dancing around.
My daughter said, "Oh my gosh, you're going to see Maroon 5?"
Yeah, I know.
I said, okay, I'm a geek. Okay, fine.
Okay, whatever. I think it was a lot better in the past OpenWorlds when they the local kids would sneak in.
Yeah.
Because they brought the energy to them. Now it's like just thousands of people standing around waiting in line for food politely.
Yes.
And then politely sitting and
listening to a rock
concert politely. So
yes.
It's a little bit of cognitive dissonance, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. So enough of that.
Enough of that. Okay. All right. So in terms of the advanced analytics update, actually a lot going on with this. So advanced analytics is an option to the enterprise edition of the Oracle database.
Right.
There's two components to it. There's Oracle Data Mining and Oracle R Enterprise. And we need to practice saying Oracle R Enterprise, not Oracle R.
I know. I'll get it right.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
There are lots of pieces to it. Anyway, there are, I think it's true. They are perhaps the most cooperative product management team with potentially competing products in Oracle.
I think that's true.
They work really well together, and it's kind of inspiring.
Well, and they sell them together, which helps.
They sell them together, which I agree, it does help. Oracle R Enterprise is getting a huge amount of visibility. I mean, it's really in most all of the keynotes.
Yep, I agree.
So the many pieces to R within Oracle, and we all need to practice the names.
I know, you always give me a hard time.
I give you a hard time. So, in any case, there's Oracle R Enterprise, which is in the database. There's R Oracle, which is the addition of R.
Okay. Move on.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go do the next one.
SQL Developer 4 is out, and there are many new capabilities in Oracle Data Miner and Oracle Data Mining. So the Data Miner is the extension to SQL Developer that gives you a GUI for building data mining processes and workflows. And there's some really exciting new algorithms. I think there's a prediction node, which is very cool, and there's a...
I know you're excited about it.
You're shaking your head.
The big thing was, okay, analytics was everywhere, and there are a lot of really smart people in the Oracle space, and they're going to go towards analytics naturally.
There was new visualization.
I know you're into it.
Okay. All right. Spatial, a lot of cool stuff with Spatial. Spatial is now Oracle Spatial and Graph. So it competes with the Graph databases out there as well. And it's always had it. It just wasn't promoted, so now they're promoting it. Some very new, exciting capabilities with Map Viewer. We went through a couple of presentations on that. And the integration with OBIEE is getting more and more and more. As we're seeing the later releases, it's smoother, it's easier to accomplish. I think, particularly with mobile, map views are going to be huge in OBIEE.
There's also a new SIG that has developed, the Spatial and Graph SIG in IOUG, that has a lot of energy with people that are passionate about that technology, and they're going to help promote it, which is good. NAVTech was there.
Yeah. Now, Oracle's not the only one who likes to change names.
Yep.
So
they were Nokia Location Services
for a while.
Now with Microsoft buying part of that, they're now being branded as Here.
They were Here before then.
I know.
But now
they're really Here.
Now they're really Here, and it's almost like an Abbott Costello joke.
Yeah, I know. We should have worked that up for them.
We should have worked it up. I know.
That would have been good.
Where are you? I'm here.
I'm here.
Okay. Some of the cool stuff with BI apps, they all have the analytics now in their names.
Yep.
The new release, out on OBIEE 11.1.1.7. Very exciting for everyone.
I think you can add .1 on there. 11.1.7.1 for the BI apps.
Yeah,
stuff.
you're probably right.
Drop to 1.
Yeah, drop to 1. They are looking really in terms of BI apps as 3 major approaches. S-Base for what-if analysis, and DECA for unstructured analysis, and advanced analytics for predictive analysis. Here's where you're getting the analysis engine in BI apps, if you will. Okay?
I like that. Did you come up with that?
I stole it.
No, okay, good.
So there was a major insistence from Oracle that they're continuing to insist that Informatica will not be abandoned as an ETL tool.
But you can tell that they're going towards ODI because they own Oracle Data Integrator, and that's going to be the preference for their batch ETL. And the BI apps are going to focus on being released eventually on ODI first. And they're now, with this release, they have their BI apps running against Oracle Data Integrator, and using that as the preferred ETL tool.
Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
I think a little bit too much. I agree. And then they use Golden Gate for streaming data. And the other big news with that with BI apps was the mobile. And that's where they're going to put their emphasis on the editor interface.
Agreed. So the BI apps family, as you can see, it's really going to this analytics term. So those would all be analytics, sales analytics, marketing analytics, et cetera, financial analytics on the ERP side. So
this just gives you a sense of what the suite looks like. They're all over, and they're going to be pushing business analytics and specifically different types of analytics. That's where they're heading with all of this.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's worth pointing out that Oracle is, think of them as a database company, but it's not only the Oracle database. There are lots of databases, particularly in the business intelligence and analytics space. So of course you do have the Oracle database with the advanced analytics options. You also have OLAP as an option for accelerating data warehouses and whatnot. True multi-dimensional capability within the Oracle database. You have spatial and graph, which has its, we went to the conference this year in DC for spatial, very, very cool stuff.
In May, I think.
It's in May. Statistics and all the SQL functions and some of the new SQL things they're doing in terms of, pattern detection and whatnot, very exciting. Oracle Text obviously has been there for a long time. Again, they're extending those capabilities. It's a really powerful calculation engine.
So all that's the Oracle database. But you've also got other sources that you can look at, including bringing stuff from S-Base and DECA Server, times 10, and a NoSQL source. These are all the different types of databases. Recognize that Oracle is not a single database company anymore.
Right, exactly. So maybe something that wasn't so clear was that, I teach marketing in graduate school, right?
Yeah.
So the whole marketing piece of Oracle is a little bit confused right now, in my estimation.
Yeah, and especially in the cloud area, and as they acquire different companies, it takes them a while to figure out how to present the messaging on this as they bring in some of these other applications. There was word on the street was talking about Fusion and a little bit of why isn't there more that's actually being delivered?
Yeah, and there was not a lot about Fusion this year compared to the years past. It was very understated.
Yeah, I would agree.
So this Oracle transactional BI versus Oracle business intelligence applications, they're trying to make a case for, basically a lot of the Siebel stuff on the marketing side and other things to be on-premise, where the new acquisitions, Eloqua and all that stuff was going to the cloud. That's more in your Oracle transactional BI. But I listened to this a few times, and I'm kind of confused.
It sounds like it was made up. You acquire all sorts of different companies, and let's put them under an umbrella of OTBI.
It's a puzzle piece that fits together.
Oh, right. Okay.
And so we'll see how they work them in together. But it's right now, we give them a chance.
It takes a while to do the integration.
Yes, it does.
So you put this together on big data.
We needed some I would say this is a hockey stick graph. This is what I would call a hockey stick.
Okay, yeah, it looks
because
like one.
big data mentions, and this is by year, the year on the x-axis.
Okay, year on the x-axis.
Okay.
Oh, last two
and you
digits
can see it's just exploding in terms of mentions.
Absolutely.
And then if you go to the next one, the hyperbole associated with big data is growing even faster than the mentions. So you can see that it's a whole order of magnitude higher, and also a hockey stick.
Another hockey stick, and okay.
And then we have the big data, the Oracle's big data team's enthusiasm by year. And if you went to any of the big data presentations, I went to several. They were wound up, man.
They lead cheers.
They were leading cheers.
What's your y-axis? One of the things you talk about is making sure that you include the scale.
That would be, yeah. That would be millions of joules, I guess.
Of energy? Oh, okay. All right. Fine. Well, what do we have in terms of comments from people? Anything from people talking about that? I'll go ahead and mention that we purposely wanted to leave a little bit of time at the end in case people wanted to get their own thoughts. One of the things that we feel is that we weren't the only ones out there. If you all have something you want to share on this, I don't think we have the audio capability to play your audio, but we can have you chat it into us and include your viewpoints of what you thought was important in Oracle OpenWorld for 2013. Anything, any tweets on this that we ought to highlight?
I don't see any tweets, but that's,
okay.
You know,
all right. So
we're not exactly active tweeters ourselves.
No, we aren't. I know. You can tweet stuff to OOW Scoop, and we'll pick it up, or you can chat things into the box where you get the control panel for our web session.
I do have a question for you guys, if you don't mind taking it.
Sure. Absolutely. Go.
Okay. It says, is Vlamis Inc. offering any additional services or updates based on what was announced at OOW?
So I would say one of the things that what they were talking about was the ability to use the new sample app stuff. So there is a new release that came out actually slightly after Oracle OpenWorld was to come out on that, and that's on our test drive at www.vlamis.com/test-drive. And based on what was there, I'll go ahead and put that up so you can see that. That allows you to try out all sorts of Oracle software. There's 5 test drives out there. You can try out the advanced analytics, both sides, the Oracle Data Miner and the Oracle R Enterprise, thank you, Tim, test drives, and you can try out the software all without even having to download any software. You know, 5 minutes, you're up and going.
Mark Hurd encouraged all the partners to sell the cloud, so I think we should do that as well.
Yeah, exactly. In terms of specific products that were announced, you know, it's kind of funny. We went through the major announcements. In terms of ones that are products that we could sell, I didn't see as much that was earth-shattering. There was a new Exadata box that came out. There's
new Exalytics box.
New Exalytics box. They had a hardware refresh of that, and we can certainly participate in those things. In terms of something else, probably not something that is a new product that we're coming out piggybacking on top of Oracle. Yeah. Just the test drives, the ability to try out the software. Other questions?
Yes, I have another one for you. Curious as to what you're seeing around Oracle's real-time decision product at OOW in the market.
Yeah, so real-time decisions is another piece of the analytics solution. It's not exactly clear where they're going to do the majority of the development work in the future, whether they're going to continue to extend the algorithmic work within real-time decisions or whether that's moving back into the database. There was a lot of talk about Golden Gate as a streaming option times 10. So there's a huge amount of emphasis in the general analytics space. I didn't hear as much, quite frankly, on real-time decisions.
It was not as heavily promoted. But then again, what I hear from lots of product managers is they just don't have time. They can't get session slots on specific point products because there's just too many sessions out there, and Oracle's stack is too big to be able to cover in the conference.
And there are too many sessions for us to cover all of them.
Absolutely.
So we probably missed some important ones. If somebody has, wants to pipe in on this, we'd love to hear from you guys saying, this is what's big on real-time decisions. So.
Yeah. Now, I saw a question come in about asking about recording of the presentation. We did have this recorded. We'll have a link to it from our website. Rachel, do you have any other information on that?
It's going to be up on the IOUG website by the end of the day, and that's www.ioug.org. So keep an eye out for that in our webinar section.
Super.
Okay.
I think we have time for one more question if you have something.
I don't have any more questions, but if you guys have any thoughts to wrap this up, feel free to go ahead.
Okay. I would say that from an experience of going to the conference, I felt like I actually got some out of that. What's important in the conference is meeting other people. Yeah. The sessions are important. Pick and choose. Plan out your time. And what I probably got the most out of was the various private meetings I had with people. We joke about the receptions in the evening, but there are important contacts that happen in those types of meetings.
I would agree, and kind of being organized, setting some of those up in advance is
absolutely
really important. And
make your hotel reservations
early.
Make
your hotel reservations early, for sure.
And it's very hard to get picked up as a speaker. We were fortunate in being picked up as co-presenters on the Oracle Data Mining Hands-On Lab and help people through that. But in terms of regular presentations, it's very hard. I talked to lots of other Oracle aces, and just about nobody got picked up in terms of presenting. Yeah. I see something, a question on any thoughts on IoT, if I'm reading that right. My screen is really small on this. I don't know what that is. Sorry. If somebody can mention more on that, I'd be happy to talk about it. Maybe I think it's getting chopped off, getting truncated. The Internet of Things. Internet of Things.
Huge amount of.
You know what? I chopped off the clip on that. I had actually part of the clip was on the Internet of Things and how that is a big driver of big data.
If you talk to Dan McClary, if you talk to Barney Grubar, you talk to a lot of the product management team in big data, they're anticipating as much, if not more, growth in that area than they are social media.
Listen to the Mark Hurd talk on that if people are interested. He talks about how big it is and how all those examples like Airbus and how they have lots of devices connected, and there's other things in there as well. It's very interesting. Well, with that, I'm going to thank Rachel for hosting us. And with IOUG, they have an upcoming conference, the Collaborate Conference.
Yep.
Rachel, I don't have the dates in front of me on that. Do you know?
Hold on. That is going to be, it's in April.
Yeah, I'm sorry for putting you on the spot. That's what you get for doing hosting an informal session like this. We put you on the spot.
No, it's good. It keeps me on top of my game. It's April 7th to 11th.
So register for the VIWA Summit and the Collaborate Conference, and we'd love to see you out there. And Oracle OpenWorld, you hear more from Oracle, but at these other conferences, you hear more from users. Yeah, good stuff. Well, thank you, everybody, for being here and listening in. And we'll have this recorded up on the website, and you can replay. And we really enjoy putting these things together. Hopefully, we'll do our 4th annual next year.
Yes, thanks so much.
Bye.
Yes, thank you. And there's also a survey available once this stops recording, so please take the survey, and I hope you all have a great day.
Bye.